Alright, this is Joshua Hazen for the 10th of November. We are doing the goal setting conference with Ethan. The time is 8:20. The goals for today are expand vocabulary and accuracy. Strengths are able to read in large chunks. Beginning conference. So Ethan, as you can see from my introduction, our goals today are going to be expanding your accuracy and expanding your vocabulary.
Okay.
So let's go over your instructional level, which was earthquakes. Now, you did pretty dang well. You only had, look at this paperwork right.
I'm guessing the comprehension part.
No, you did pretty good at comprehension. You did real well.
Like the
Yeah.
reading too.
You had 9 errors.
9 errors, that's...
On your reading. Which
That isn't bad.
No, it just means this is where you're going to be working at. This is how you can improve on. That's all instructional means, and he scored a 7 out of 10 on your comprehension. So you're about average right now. You're about middle of the pack when it comes to reading this stuff. Okay?
I don't do good with reading out loud and...
Hey, Ethan, it's alright. What this conference is made for is to improve your reading, whether out loud or silent. So, let's go over first the accuracy strategy, okay? I'm gonna pull this up. So let's go over your errors, okay? And how we can improve on it. So, let's start with this first one. You self-corrected there. With Trevor's, then you went Tremors. How did you think you self-corrected there? Take your time.
Because there's no V in it.
Good, so you saw something wrong visually. You went back and said, wait, this isn't right. I need to change that, right?
Yeah.
Was that your thought process at the time, or?
Yes.
Let's go to the first actual error. You went Earthshake instead of Earthquakes. What made you think it was Earthshakes?
I think I said earthquake.
I have the recording, Ethan. You said Earthshake. It's okay, it's okay.
I don't know. I'm just crazy, I guess.
Well, I guess so today, little man. But right now, we're just trying to do a little bit of trying to figure out the thought process of it all, so we can work on setting our strategies, okay? So try thinking back. I know it was a long time ago, but try thinking back. Did you possibly say like, oh, I missed up one letter, therefore, well, 2 letters in this case? Because they both had the same meaning. Earthshake and earthquake. The earth is both shaken in both cases.
Yeah.
I can see where you screwed up there. But instead of screwed up, let's say I can see where you misunderstood it. So let's go here. I think this was more a pronunciation error by Celtic Accountant, which was you said majority instead of majority. Okay? But like I said, these are just simple errors. Stuff that can be easily fixed, which we're going to be working on to improve on, alright? And when we're done with this, you're going to be the best dang reader in Mrs. Wrong class on both sides of the Mississippi. So, now that we've gone over a couple of these errors, I'm going to be going over a few with the first of the reading strategies I'm going to give to you.
Okay.
What I'm going to be giving to is, let's go to our first error right here. What I'm going to be teaching you, let me pull up my notes right here, is the cross-checking. Do the pictures or word look right? Does it sound right? Do they make sense? So let's say you're reading this. So I'm going to be pretending to read this. And then you're going to try a sentence right here. While maybe true earthquakes do cause all the damage and more, you may be surprised that not all earthshakes are so destructive. Huh. Didn't I just say earthquake? I'm going to go back and check that. So you go back. Yeah, I said earthquakes. It's not earthshakes, it's earthquakes. It's a very active way of looking. You gotta be really concentrating on that. So, and I know that's very hard at this age, but that's why we're working together on this.
Yeah. So.
And you're not in trouble either. This isn't me scolding you either. This is me trying to find ways to help improve you, Ethan. Okay? There's no grades for this. There's no pressure.
Okay.
Well, my grades are in peril, but
It's,
that's just all on me,
it's
though.
your grade, not mine. Unless I was you, then I would get the grade, and then I would have to do the same thing that you're doing. But
let's also go here as well.
I do not want to be a teacher. I just
It's not everyone's calling, Ethan. It's not everyone's calling. So let's get here. We're going to seismologist. Seismologist. But you said seismologist. So let's try using that strategy again, and then we're gonna try to view on any other errors, okay?
Okay.
Seismologist. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Let me check this right here. Oh, what does that long line over the I mean? Doesn't it mean something?
Yeah, it's the pronunciation.
Yeah, seismologist. Oh, that makes a lot of sense according to the word. And that's how the reading strategy works of, hey, this is what happens, this is how you're supposed to do it. Are you sort of getting it now, Ethan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's go to that error.
Can I go get a drink of water?
Go ahead, Ethan, go ahead. You got a bit of a sore throat today?
Well, no, I think I'm catching a cold or something.
So let's try this strategy here. I want you to read this sentence again.
Okay.
So start right here and end at the end of the sentence.
Okay. Seismologists, scientists who study earthquakes, comma, measure how strong an earthquake is by using a device called seismograph. Wait.
Yep, stop right there. Okay. So we caught an error right there. You forgot the, you were speed reading a little bit right there. But you need to catch yourself. So let's look at the sentence again and try using that strategy. Okay? By using a device called seismograph. Does that sound right or no?
No.
Why doesn't it sound right?
Because it don't sound right. Because there's no
Because it's meant to be like a placeholder between stuff. So like, I knew
like a cat.
Exactly. So we gotta check back. Called seismograph. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm gonna look back and check that. That's the type of example right there.
Okay.
Let's go to another one, Ethan. This one. Okay. I want you to read this right here, please. This first sentence. From there to there.
Scientists describe the seismograph's measurements with numbers.
Okay. So you read that sentence right. Now let's go. Well, let's try going on with our thought process. Let's model this sentence to when you did forget this word. Scientists describe the seismograph's measurements which numbers? Now model me how you would use the strategy we're going over. Show me how you would do it.
I would look back and say, does this sound right? I was like, scientists describe the seismograph's measurements when numbers? That don't make sense.
Yeah, which? Why does that make sense?
Which number? It's with.
Because
instead of which or whatever.
Because
that
which
was.
numbers will imply, oh, it's that specific number 7 or that specific number 3.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, which numbers do you need? Instead of with numbers, which means can use all numbers. Or, do you think you're starting to get this strategy?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you to use this when you're doing independent reading times,
Okay.
like in Mrs. Rand's classroom, and say like, oh, let's just say, what are you reading about right now?
Well, I'm reading about a book where people are living underground. It's called The City of
Oh,
Ember.
the City Ember. Yeah, that's right.
But I have a play away, so it reads to me. So
Okay, I want you to try for a chapter. Maybe just like for one chapter a day, or even every couple days. I want you to try reading about that play away. Even if it is just for half a chapter. I want you to try to use that without the play away. And try using that strategy I've been showing to you.
Okay.
So let's just say the sentence in the book would be, what's the name of the main character?
The main character is Lina.
Lina. And I remember she was a messenger, correct? Is
Yeah.
what she was chosen to?
Well, she wasn't actually. She switched with Dune. Because Dune didn't want to be a messenger. He
Yeah.
wanted to
Be a
do
mana. Wasn't he a
Or...
mana?
Well, she got the pipe works and she's like, ugh. And then he switched with Dune. She switched with Dune. And then Dune got the pipe works and Lina did not.
Okay, so let me take an example from that book, because I remember reading it a long time ago. Let's say the situation is Lina's carrying a message. Lina carried the message towards Dune because awesome. Let's say you read the sentence that and you missed an it's. Like, because awesome. How would you model that sentence? Like, how would you fix that sentence?
I would say, does this make sense? It was like, does it awesome?
Because awesome, yeah.
Because awesome.
Ha.
Because it is awesome.
Because it's awesome, there you go. So now the sentence is making sense. Now, we're going to be going over to the last goal setting, which is going to be expanding your vocabulary, because I noticed when it comes to your main errors on this, it comes with very hard words like Richter,
Richter scale.
seismologist, seismograph.
Seismic.
So, what we're going to be doing next conference, but we're still going to go over what's going on over here. What we're going to be doing next conference, Ethan, is I'm going to bring in down a list of words.
Okay.
And despite going over, and also besides going over what we're doing with our first strategy, which is, does it make sense? Which we're going to be using a book for that as well.
Okay.
I'm going to bring over some vocabulary words I'm going to go over. So like, say like, journalist, and seismologist, and just throwing another big word, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I can't even read that.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
I don't.
Really quite precocious. Yeah, so we're gonna be doing that to try to expand your vocabulary. So when you see these words, you'll be like, oh, I know that word. I know what to do.
Okay.
Do you understand it all, Ethan?
Yes.
So I want you to summarize what we've gone over.
So, what we did,
Like, name the 2 strategies we're doing.
we are doing a strategy called looking back or whatever
Yeah.
it's called. Or looking back and correcting it. Does it make sense?
There you go.
It's like, this is an example. Like, cat. If I leave cat, well, if I leave the out,
Yeah.
then it would be, it is cat, or is it a cat?
Exactly, Ethan. And what's the second strategy? Hey, it's alright. It's alright.
I think I forgot it.
Well, that's why I ask, Ethan. But it's okay. I was pretty forgetful of your age as well. I could barely remember a gosh darn thing back then. So we're going to be going, to be fair, we didn't really go too much. We're going to be going over expanded vocabulary.
Okay.
Which, what we're going to be doing there is I'm gonna bring home a list to you. I'm gonna be going over words that you may start seeing around in books your age, so you can recognize them. So when you see seismologist, and when you say like seismologist, you'd be like, no, wait, I know that word. That's a seismologist. I remember Mr. Hazen went over that with me the other day.
Okay.
So, what's the second strategy we're going over?
It is
Hey, it's all right, Ethan. Take your time.
something to do with my vocabulary.
Yeah. And we're going to be expanding it. Making your vocabulary repertoire the best you've ever seen. See, we're going over repertoire. That's a word you didn't know. So we need to expand it. Now, I'm going to ask you to do one thing when it comes to your independent reading time, and what was that?
Try to read without the play away for about a chapter or less.
Yeah,
half a chapter.
Yeah, so what I want you to do, Ethan, is, even if it's just for like a page or two, I want you to go through that page and just read it, or the chapter. Then after you read it, I want you to go back and check. Did I screw up? Did I miss a word? Did I forget something in these sentences? Did any sentence I read not make sense? Like we gave the instance of because awesome. I remember reading that. That didn't make any sense. I'm going to go back because it's awesome.
Or it is awesome.
Exactly. And that's how you need to improve the strategy, because when you improve your strategy, you'll be a better reader. When you're a better reader, you'll have an easier time doing stuff in Mrs. Wrong class. When you're a better reader, you have an easier time doing anything in any class, whether it be math, science, history.
Guitar.
Yes.
I already know how to play it though. It's real.
I guess maybe not PE.
PE is the worst class ever. Just to but I don't like the running part.
So, what are you gonna do? Because the next time I meet with you is Tuesday. Well, what are you gonna do at least by Monday?
Try to read a chapter or two, or just
a couple
pages, or even a half a chapter, without the playaway.
Exactly. And then what are you gonna do after you read those couple pages of a chapter?
Look over and see what I missed, and
that's if you missed anything.
If I missed, and it was like, does this word sound right? Is it that, or is it? And I was like, oh yeah, I know this word.
Exactamundo. All right, Ethan. This is the end of the opening conference where we set our goals. Goals set our expanded vocabulary and improving accuracy. All right, you're free to go, Ethan.
Okay.
If you have time, try that first strategy reading a couple pages, just today, if you have time with Mrs. Rand.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be back in the classroom in just a moment.